Welcome back to Wonderlane, my friends, where today we're gonna familiarize ourselves with 10 of the most brutal dictators in history. Let's start right away with number 10, Kim Il-sung. Kim Il-sung is the father of what is now North Korea, and in his day he set himself the admirable goal of establishing a dictatorship as a counterpart to the free country of South Korea. More than 4 million people paid for the realization of this goal with their lives. Critics of the regime and enemies of the Communist Party were persecuted and killed under his rule. To this day, North Korea is one of the most dangerous countries in the world, and the current leader, Kim Jong-un, is truly a chip off the old block. At number 9, we have Joseph Mobutu. The Congolese dictator Mobutu was one of the most brutal dictators in Africa and is responsible, among other things, for the Great Genocide in Rwanda. He's also instigated other civil wars and massacres on a large scale. In total, more than 6 million people are said to have perished as a result of his actions. Number 8, Vladimir Lenin. Although Lenin is seen as a hero even today in some parts of the former Soviet Union, he is actually quite the opposite. Up to 10 million people are said to have perished in the Soviet Union during his reign. 7th place, Ivan the Terrible. Russia has a long history of cruel rulers. Ivan the Terrible caused fewer deaths than some people on this list, but his mass executions were among the most brutal state murders in history. Number 6, Pol Pot. Born Salet Sar in central Cambodia, the dictator known as Pol Pot attempted to establish communism in Asian countries in the 1980s. As leader of the guerrilla fighters around the Khmer Rouge, he enforced his maxims with extreme brutality. The country continues to suffer from the consequences to this day, and some 15 million people fell victim to his policies. Number 5, Idi Amin. He is known as the Butcher of Africa, and he truly earned this fun nickname. The former dictator of Uganda was a true tyrant. He was the poster boy for modern dictators and for an inhumane style of government. During his time as president, nearly 500,000 people died as a direct result of his brutal rule. Number 4, Genghis Khan. The Mongolian warmonger conquered most of Asia with his army. The brutal manner of his struggle and his campaigns of conquest cost the lives of a total of 15 million people. 3rd place on this inglorious list is Adolf Hitler. The Holocaust, as well as millions of imprisoned forced laborers who perished during his time as dictator, make Adolf Hitler the 3rd greatest mass murderer in history. Historians estimate the number of deaths directly and indirectly caused by Hitler's actions at about 50 million people. Number 2, Joseph Stalin. He has gone down in history as the author of a 30-year tyranny based on terror. The Red Dictator belongs to a list of the worst criminals in the history of mankind. The Great Terror, Stalin's deportations and forced relocations, as well as a gigantic system of penal camps, brought death to millions of people, and he also brought tremendous suffering to the countries of the former USSR and Eastern Europe. Stalin is directly responsible for 20 million deaths. At number 1, Mao Zedong. Considered by Chinese communists as the great helmsman, Mao Zedong's career as a leader of the state not only profiled the transformation of the great empire from an agrarian state to an economic power, but he is also responsible for the deaths of millions of Chinese people. In particular, the measure to control the economic direction led to one of the largest famines in history. About 50 million Chinese starved as a result. And that's going to do it for this video on 10 of the worst dictators in history. What did we learn today, folks? That's right, communism is bad, and it's not worth another try. Authoritarian regimes are lame, and democracy kicks ass. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to Wonderlane for more videos just like this every day or so.